I'm Mags.
I'm Kira.
And we're here to talk to you about our new venture idea. First, we want you to ask yourself, and really think about it, if you were to estimate in your mind what percentage of women in the United States have infertility, what would that percentage be?
The answer is that about 11% of women in the United States experience infertility. That means that if you know merely 10 women, at least one of them likely has infertility. These are your friends, neighbors, and sisters, yet it's very likely that they haven't disclosed this information to you.
Experts at Harvard Medical School explain that despite such a large percentage of women dealing with infertility at different stages in their lives, a majority of infertile women do not share their story with friends or family, which contributes to reported feelings of depression, anxiety, isolation, and loss of control, increasing psychological vulnerability.
Yet, even with such a high number of women experiencing infertility and the intense emotional toll that such a diagnosis brings with it, no one seems to be openly talking about it. That's why we're creating Lotus. Lotus is a social media app that connects women experiencing infertility and allows them to build relationships with one another in a safe, moderated space. We will create an app based on trust, safety, and security through features such as individual messaging and group-based posting functionality so that customers who join the app are comfortable to share their experiences and connect with one another. Lotus will be predicated upon three main principles: community, privacy, and innovation.
Our first priority is ensuring that Lotus will be a community space. We will accomplish this through three functions: a match-to-chat feature, moderated group forums, and expert podcasts.
These mock-ups of the app display these features. Users will join with profiles, discuss within group forums, connect directly via a dating-style platform, and support one another through messaging, all of which leads to a world where infertility is destigmatized.
For privacy, we'll utilize a cloud-based infrastructure, moderators, AI, and options for anonymity to keep users, posts, and data safe.
Our third priority is innovation. We provide a unique experience through 24/7 trusting, infertility-focused app that connects users. None of our competitors provide such a personalized experience.
So, what makes us reliable and credible in discussing this topic? With personal experiences related to an early infertility diagnosis, I found a lack of social support online and an inability to speak of this topic with others. This has encouraged me to study molecular and cellular biology at Harvard, apply to medical school, and one day become a physician scientist in women's health. Not only do I want to help women that go through this experience from a medical standpoint, but I also hope to create more resources, relationships, and spaces for these women to discuss infertility.
For me, through firsthand experience with the stigmatization of women's health, I have come to realize that there are few places where women can openly talk about this issue. That's why I firmly believe that there needs to be a trusted, secure platform for women to find a community of other women going through similar experiences.
Furthermore, there are currently no solutions to this problem that offer support outside of expensive personalized therapy, grassroots support groups, or unprotected Facebook groups that tend to feel like an unsafe environment for women to post about something that is so sensitive. These issues illustrate a clear need to fill this gap, and we believe we have the tools to do it.
This app not only impacts women that experience this, but brings about a larger societal change that we can all be a part of. In order for women to feel more comfortable to speak out about their experiences implicated in infertility, we must work together to create a safe space for their needs. Lotus is absolutely crucial in this endeavor. We hope you think so too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I remember in high school, even if I wanted to take the initiative to meet up with a teacher, it was hard to logistically find the time to meet with them, having to contact them over email.
During my time in high school, I missed a lot of academic opportunities when I was applying to college because I didn't have opportunity and communicate well with my teachers.
In high school, I remember coming back home constantly getting pestered by my parents. How was your day? I didn't want to communicate with them about my day in that moment, but I was not open to talking about school later in the day or even having a conversation with my parents or my teachers. But there wasn't really an easy way to do that.
The student journey is complex and full of challenges. As students grow up, they have so many things competing for their attention, including exams, homework, friends, clubs, sports, and others. 75% of American high schoolers describe themselves as often or always feeling stressed by schoolwork. Additionally, in the 2016 school year, only 42% of parents in a survey reported receiving a school-initiated phone call about their child, and only 62% had received an individualized email about their child. However, teachers, parents, administrators, and mentors all want to support the students, but face communication and coordination issues. This is why we created GoldStar. GoldStar is a plugin that can be added to any widely used school online providers such as Canvas, Schoology, and PowerSchool in order to facilitate the communication between students, parents, and teachers. Here is an example on Canvas. The default Canvas dashboard is seen daily by more than 30 million students, but we implemented a few new features. For one, there is a to-do list on the dashboard page giving students quick access to their most urgent tasks. Additionally, on each course's card, there is a button to immediately schedule a meeting with the respective teacher. Aiming to increase communication, our priority was to make it as easy as possible for a student to talk to their teacher. From here, we can move on to the updated calendar function our plugin brings. To start, there's a simple calendar where students can see what their week looks like and toggle between days easily. While students can make their own calendars through any external app, it makes most sense for the data they already have in Canvas to be put straight into their hands. From this page, students will not only be able to see their daily schedule, but also any notes that the teacher might want to give to the whole class, such as announcements about upcoming assignments or other reminders. While teachers currently have all sorts of ways to give information to all of their students at once, it is much less simple for teachers to give direct comments to a student without emailing them, something that can sometimes feel very formal and direct. To address this problem, we added the teacher feedback section, where teachers can post individual comments for students telling them what content they might want to focus more specifically on for the class. We also know that class isn't all of a student's life. We created a function where coaches can post exercises and workouts, guidance counselors can forward relevant scholarship applications, and clubs can post their weekly assignment updates. This calendar page is really just a consolidation of many different services that students might currently use, all bundled into our simple plugin. The inbox page is where we really want our students to reap the benefits of this new service and make better connections with their teachers and school community. Here there are two main chats, class chats and one-on-one chats. For both, students and teachers can post freely on a channel and thread system similar to Slack. For class chats, students can ask questions to teachers for all to see, and communication becomes much more transparent for all. For one-on-one chats, students can directly talk to their teachers when they have concerns, but will also be able to make group chats for group projects, extracurricular teams, or between their parent and teacher. We hope our plugin will be quickly adopted onto as many school-wide platforms as possible to let students feel more comfortable in forming communities that actually communicate. We hope that this helps students from all backgrounds and helps lessen the gap in the education system.
Have you ever wanted to save money on room essentials and dorm decorations?
Have you ever had old items that you wanted to get rid of?
Have you ever had no way to resell your items quickly and safely?
I remember moving into Harvard and trying to furnish my room really prettily, but a lot of the stuff I wanted was really expensive, so I put down a lot of money for it. At the end of the year, all the seniors started their senior sales and sold exactly what I wanted for a lot less money. I could have saved so much, and I was really upset that I didn't wait until the end of the year, especially because I wanted a new aesthetic for my room in the next year. So I bought a lot of new furniture and wanted to get rid of the old one I had, but I didn't want to annoy everyone by sending out emails to lists where a bunch of people just delete it and get annoyed about the spam. So I thought to myself, what if we had a safe community app where you can buy people's stuff and sell your stuff cheaply as well?
That's why we decided to create SellEd, a community campus-based marketplace for students to resell, buy, donate, or borrow items from other students on their college campus affordably. Whether it's your old desk, textbooks, or clothing, we want to help connect students to someone that'll find use out of their old items.
SellEd looks to provide a safe and cheap and efficient way for students to quickly sell their items through Venmo transactions. We facilitate that communication to make sure less used items end up in the garbage. Our platform has a homepage to allow users to explore recently posted items and an explore page for discovering new items organized into various categories. When users find an item that they like, they are able to save it and directly communicate with the seller to arrange the transaction. Finally, the user's profile has all of their past listings.
CEL offers a perfect alternative for existing marketplaces like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or OfferUp. Instead of complicated shipping options, high shipping prices, and unreliable or unauthenticated buyers with dubious backgrounds or long waiting times for selling, all users are authenticated campus students that live close by and can arrange pickups individually. Plus, they will likely have an item you need.
Our app helps target SCG12, responsible consumption and overproduction. Currently, fast fashion is the most accessible shopping option for most students given their budget. With CEL, our platform helps encourage slower consumption and lengthens the life cycle of one's dorm essentials, textbooks, and clothing.
We also target SDG13, climate action. Through providing a safe and easy means of exchange of items between college students, we are reducing the climate impacts of overproduction and preventing excessive landfill waste.
In the future, we plan to grow through partnering with Harvard student agencies to offer this service in a more streamlined way, partnering with the houses on campus to grow our user base, and over the next 5 years, expanding our network to offer the program for other colleges in the Ivy League and across the U.S.
One man's trash is another man's treasure takes a whole new meaning with CEL.
We are the founders of Ivy League Mentoring. My name is Gabe Hostin.
My name is Alessandro Hammond. Ivy League Mentoring is a free, nonprofit opportunity that allows students to obtain tutoring, mentoring, and college application assistance to allow students to achieve their full academic potential.
All of our mentors are volunteers, and we're all here with the sole purpose of uplifting marginalized high school students to achieve their academic and collegiate dreams. By introducing these students to some of the most talented and driven leaders of today, we hope to inspire the new leaders of the next generation in their academic journeys.
First, we go to schools and pitch our services to groups of students. Then we give out Google Forms for the interested students to apply to our program along with a parental consent form. Once the students are inducted into the program, we conduct 30-minute Zoom sessions to help our students to set and achieve their goals through mentoring, tutoring, and college application assistance.
We're providing these students with the resources to show them how affordable universities are.
We're also offering them with powerful role models.
Ivy League Mentoring promotes several of Harvard and LPCE's values. Just to name a few, these values include scholarship, leadership, and service. Societal problems that our nonprofit organization addresses is reducing the amount of inequalities, eliminating poverty, and finally, providing quality education.
My motivation was my very powerful mentoring experience that enabled me to achieve my dreams and the knowledge that many people aren't blessed with mentors.
As international students, I personally know how powerful and how beneficial mentoring can be.
In my community, I saw many students and how much they'd be blessed to have a mentor.
According to a recent survey, 95% of middle school and high school teachers said that every student can benefit from one-on-one mentoring. Other studies from nonprofit organizations found that students who receive mentoring are 55% less likely to skip school and 78% more likely to volunteer in their communities, and on top of that, 130% more likely to hold leadership positions.
So I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Ryan Hammond. I'm a junior here at Dartmouth College, one of the 8 Ivy League schools. I'm the board of directors for Ivy League Mentoring, along with my brother and his good friend, both students at Harvard University.
My name is Juan Tavares. I like to be called Rodales. I'm into day trading and real estate.
So you could buy a certain stock of a company, right? So certain stocks will grow exponentially depending on which company you buy.
Human trafficking is a huge issue, and we wanted to help fight it with our project.
According to the Polaris Project, most trafficking victims will use some type of transportation during their time being trafficked. Also, bus and train stations can serve as sites to recruit potential victims.
By using methods that are specific to our own community, we can help to really make an impact.
Introducing MoveSafe. With this challenge in mind, our goal is to repackage the existing educational content and fill in any gaps with our own content to create training modules specifically designed for transportation workers to be able to combat human trafficking in the context of transportations and commutes. How do we recognize human trafficking? That is the question that we hope to answer with MoveSafe. There are a number of online courses on human trafficking available to the public. The barrier to accessing this knowledge is not a shortage of resources, but rather the absence of a centralized location to access information. To address this issue, we aim to centralize all of the existing educational content related to human trafficking onto a single platform using Coursera. This will be a curriculum curated specifically for employees in transportation services, with modules on the types of human trafficking, detection, and methods of intervention. The education modules aim to promote safety in our local communities. We are partnering with the MBTA and the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce to require all employees to complete the course in order to work in transportation services. Upon completion, employees will receive an official certificate recognizing their newly acquired knowledge on human trafficking intervention. Not only will employees in transportation services better be able to understand, recognize, prevent, and respond to human trafficking, but we hope that by completing the course and receiving a certificate, people will feel empowered in their ability to make a difference. And throughout this journey, we hope to eventually expand our solution nationally to be able to help fight human trafficking across the nation.
In addition, MoveSafe is launching an ad campaign for the general public. We will post signs and posters in public transportation areas to raise awareness that human trafficking is an issue and that everyone can have a part to combat it.
With MoveSafe's ad campaign, the general public will be able to know the signs to detect human trafficking and ways to intervene.
I think it really feels great to know that when I'm using public transportation, I know that everyone is looking out for each other and there's a general attitude of safety and empowerment, and it just makes me feel better knowing that I can move safe.
I think it's really great that MoveSafe is starting in Boston and that we're very community oriented. I feel that in the long term, Boston will just be able to have safer transportation workers and that our entire community will feel empowered to move safe.
I'm Gibson.
I'm Katarina.
I'm Amiel.
And together we can move safe. Think of the last moment you had your favorite food. Now think about how happy and fulfilling you felt after you ate that food.
Now think about how you were able to get that meal. Did you pay for it? Did a family member pay for it?
How far was the commute to get ingredients or to a restaurant?
Now imagine you're in a food desert with no high quality food. Think about all the obstacles that are in between you and that delicious meal. Unfortunately, millions of Americans live in a reality where they are miles away from affordable produce.
According to UN, the number of hungry people around the world has increased from 282 million to about 345 million since the beginning of 2022. That's why we created
What's in Store?
A platform to provide low-cost or no-cost food to people in food deserts.
Our idea is as simple as 1, 2, 3, or CSP.
Number 1, C, community refrigerators. This occurs once a week, akin to flea markets, available in specific locations around the community where volunteers can donate their food, along with the grocery store food and the restaurant food.
Number 2, stationary tracks. Using our app, customers have the opportunity to preserve grocery store items from local community fridges, grocery stores, or restaurants. Patrons then have the choice to pick up their food at their earliest convenience or just receive information about what is in store at a specific truck. In order to invest back into communities, we plan to employ members of these communities to staff these trucks.
3 is P, and we're paying it forward with partnerships. In collaboration with food delivery companies, What's in Store delivers foods to individual homes for specific foods that they request on the app. Users can also donate foods to someone who is experiencing food hardship.
In a world full of excess, there's no reason why people should go hungry. Ultimately, our goal is to redistribute the food that already exists and eliminate hunger.
This is super important because in 2022, a CNBC article cited that about 90% of Americans are concerned about food prices, especially due to inflation. So What's in Store solves for this, because we are spearheading a movement that alleviates the financial burden that comes with grocery shopping.
We are starting this initiative in Boston and eventually expanding to other areas, domestically and hopefully internationally. With What's in Store, everyone is able to obtain their favorite food in an affordable, accessible way.
So come see
What's in Store.
What if I told you not all drugs are bad? What if we told you there was undeniable amounts of scientific research showing that psychedelic drugs were an invaluable therapeutic tool for mental health disorders ranging from depression, anxiety, to post-traumatic stress disorder? This isn't a hypothetical world, it's an emerging one. In not years, but months, therapists will be using these tools to help guide patients through journeys of self-discovery and healing. And at Mindscape, we plan on being at the forefront. The structure is simple. Most sessions will have a traditional therapist-client dynamic. However, on multiple occasions, the client will undergo an hours-long therapy session under the effects of psychedelic drugs, allowing them to open up to their therapist and understand themselves in ways that wouldn't otherwise be possible. This is where Mindscape enters the picture. Traditional therapeutic settings are designed for traditional therapeutic practices. However, when under the effects of psychedelic tools, the mindset and setting of the patient are essential, and in such a scenario, the traditional therapeutic setting won't do. Patients need a setting that is dynamic yet tranquil, vibrant yet soothing, personal, intimate, spiritual, and vulnerable. That's where we come in. We provide expertly crafted spaces designed specifically for therapists to rent out when administering psychedelic therapy to their clients.
Rather than the overly clinical and antiseptic atmosphere of a traditional therapeutic setting, Mindscape's designs and rents-out spaces specifically designed for use in psychedelic-assisted therapies. To create a soothing atmosphere while under the powerful effects of these medications, our spaces provide an abundance of warm colors, plants, and artwork. Patients are able to lie down and relax on oversized sofas with blankets and pillows, or look out the window to take on the scenic yet peaceful view of the outside world. Whether the patient is talking with their therapist or engaged in silent introspection, surround sound speakers playing soothing music will ensure they feel calm and at peace during their psychedelic journey. These spaces combine the comfort of a spa with the hominess of your living room, the perfect place to let your mind escape. While the atmosphere differs drastically from traditional therapeutic settings, the price does not. The only significant costs are an office space with a tranquil view and an interior decorator.
Now you may be wondering, how is this any different from a dispensary? Well, at Mindscape, we are simply in charge of renting out these spaces for practitioners to come in with their own therapies and treatments to administer to their patients. On top of that, our team at Mindscape will be using marketing and advertising strategies to bring in walk-in clients to set up with practitioners in addition to their past client. Our team will not be responsible for any medical liabilities, as the practitioners will be the ones renting out our spaces and bringing in these drugs to administer to their patients.
Well, here's how it works. Practitioners book space on the Mindscape website for their client sessions. But if you want to be matched with a practitioner, that can also be done on our website, for which we would receive a finder's fee. This couldn't be happening at a better time. There's an enormous market for this, most of which is almost entirely untapped. So if you or your loved one have ever dealt with a mental health issue and have struggled to find treatment that really works for you, we've got the solution. Our spaces will offer a novel approach to treat mental health complications. So join us at Mindscapes. We'll take you on a good trip.